Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hookah With It. Today I'm here to do the Under the Influence of Booktube tag. This was created by the lovely Olive over at A Book Olive, and I thought the questions were really interesting and like really made me think. So I wanted to do this little tag with you, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first question. What's a fantastic book you read off of the recommendation of another booktuber? And oppositely, what's a book that you were talked out of reading because of a booktuber's review? A book that I was absolutely talked into reading from the get-go, like before I even had a booktube channel, was Bird Box. And I'll always remember it was Katie from Chapterstackks who said, you gotta read this book. And then soon after I found that everyone on Booktube seemed to have read it and enjoyed it. And it's turned into my very favorite horror book of all time. Still running. Like this was, I think I read it in 2016, like a very long time ago, and it is still my favorite horror book. It's so creepy. So thank you, Katie, forever for that recommendation. On the flip side, I really had a hard time coming up with an answer for a specific booktuber saying this book was awful, don't pick it up, and I have not picked that up. However, my subscribers often will leave messages after, you know, hauls or something like that, and they'll let me know what they thought about the books that I've hauled. And one book that I've like just put off for a really long time is Fierce Kingdom because of that. I can't remember which subscriber said they didn't like it, but there were quite a few people, and I will probably read that at some point, but it's kind of gone to the like the bottom of my list of thrillers I want to read. Okay, question 2. Has Booktube opened your mind to or changed your mind about any genres? You know, I for the most part know what I do and do not like in books. Like, I've never been convinced to read a romance novel ever. I hate romance novels, in fact. So that hasn't changed, but I do find myself being much more open to picking up literary fiction. Thanks to people like Simon of Savidge Reads and Lauren from Lauren and the Books and Jen Campbell. These are people that make me branch out of my comfort zone, and I'm so grateful for that. I read The Vegetarian by Han Kang because of, I can't remember which one of those. I want to say it was Jen, but I have explored books that I probably wouldn't have explored otherwise. Number 3, how much time did you spend on YouTube before Booktube, and how much do you spend on it now? So I was really obsessed with like beauty YouTubers for a very long time before I discovered Booktube. I didn't know there was a Booktube for many years. So I was all over the beauty YouTubers. I still watch a lot of them. The Anna Edit is my very favorite. I adore her. She just actually came out with a book that I need to get called The Edited Life or Unedited Life. Who else did I adore? Estee Lalonde, Lily Pebbles, I Covet Thee, Hello October. I just watched a ton of beauty YouTubers, and then I discovered Booktube, and it was like, oh, this exists. Of course it exists. I'm so glad it exists. And I think it was about a year that I started watching Booktube videos, and then I was like, I could do this, and I want to do this, and so I dove in. So now I have like a healthy kind of split between beauty YouTubers and booktubers. And that's basically it, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't really watch much else. Sometimes I'll watch like lifestyle videos. For some reason I can get really into watching people clean their own homes when I should just friggin' clean my own home, but I just watch them do that. But those videos are not as nearly as exciting. I have gotten really into Nikki Phillippi lately, strangely enough, but yeah. Number 4, how many books did you read per month, per year before BookTube, and how many do you read now? So I don't have any stats on the amount of books that I read before I discovered BookTube. It's like I discovered BookTube and started writing down the books that I read. So I had found BookTube, I think, in 2016, and in that year I read 78 books. I consulted my Goodreads. 2017 I read 83 books, and 2018 91 books. So it's obviously been going up and up and up. That said, I read a lot of short books last year, and I really don't think that I'm going to be able to hit that again. Like, the goal is not to read insane amounts of books, but more enjoy my reading life. But my reading has absolutely gone up since I have found BookTube, because I remember before BookTube, in particular before Jen Campbell. Jen Campbell was the first booktuber I found. Before her, I would walk into a bookstore and kind of just feel overwhelmed and not know who I should read. And then I discovered BookTube, and it was like this nice guide for me. I just love it. Number 5, has BookTube affected your book buying habits? And if so, are you pleased or displeased by this? It really has affected my book buying habits. Before I found BookTube and started BookTube, I did like a Marie Kondo, just like almost like a cull of my books. I got rid of so many books, including Jane Eyre, which I have rectified. Don't worry. I just got rid of so many books, and I really wanted to simplify my life. And you can see, if you go back to the beginning of my channel, I watched one of my first hauls yesterday, just out of curiosity, and my shelves were practically empty. And I was complaining about how I was buying too many books then, and like now they're double stacked. Just insanity. And now I do get a little bit stressed out when I look at my shelves. So this year I am hoping to like slow down my book buying. I'll probably be kind of forced into it anyway, because I just don't want to spend all of my money on books, and I have so many books. That said, I'm not going to stop myself from buying a book if I want it, but I do get a little bit stressed out about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. There was this like perfect moment where I felt like I could go to my shelves, and it was exciting because I had so many things to read, and it was just like this lovely little library that I had. And now, because they're double stacked here at least, it's very hard for me to even know what I have because there's more in the back. It's just too much. I am going to be buying 2 more bookshelves for in here. So that I think will help a lot. I think those will be in by April. So that's really good because that will help. And then this bookcase will pop over to our guest room, and it'll be like nonfiction, children's books, all of those things will go over there. So yeah. Number 6, has a review by a booktuber ever retroactively made you reconsider your stance on a book? And yes, absolutely. Carla's Book Bits did a review on, well, she did a whole video about the books that she doesn't like that other people like a lot of the time, like an unpopular opinion kind of thing. And she talked about To Kill a Mockingbird. I feel like To Kill a Mockingbird is so widely loved. It's a classic, but she was talking about how Atticus Finch is actually racist, and you know, all of these years he's been applauded as like what you should aspire to, but that he is actually racist because what he preaches in the book is tolerance instead of inclusivity. So to tolerate Black people instead of including them in your life and making them included in society instead of these instead of putting them as outcasts and other. And I just thought that was fascinating. And then I went down the rabbit hole of learning more about To Kill a Mockingbird, and I think it was, is it Malcolm Gladwell? I want to say it's Malcolm Gladwell that did an essay on To Kill a Mockingbird and how it's actually racist. And now, I mean, when I read it, I enjoyed it, and now I just feel a little bit differently about it. I do. So thank you, Carla. That was really, really like just eye-opening. Number 7, are there any videos you've been inspired to make after seeing another booktuber's videos? Have you ever felt inspired by another booktuber's style, their video style, their book organization style, their personal style, anything? Absolutely, I really have. To start with, every month I do a revisit of an old book haul that I've done. So at the start of a month, I'll go to the same month last year and look at the books that I bought, and then I have to read one of those. Well, that was entirely inspired by Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, and she started doing this I think about a year ago, and I just really liked it. And it has helped me pick up more like backlist books on my shelves, and like it forces me to really see how many books I'm buying and kind of tell myself to cool it. So absolutely, Sarah's Nightstand has inspired me for that. I used to do the At the Moment videos. I've stopped doing those, but I did those because of Lauren from Lauren and the Books. And then the person I think that inspires me the most in terms of inventfulness of their videos is probably Books and Lala. And I don't think I'd be the only one who'd say that. She comes up with so many different video ideas. I really, really love that. Number 8, what are some pressures you feel on your reading life because of your channel? I definitely feel the pressure to read a lot because you can't really talk about books if you're not reading books. And right now, I don't know if you've been watching my channel in the last little bit, but I've been really struggling with my reading. I just have been DNFing lots of books. I haven't been getting through as many books. I wouldn't say I'm in a reading rut. I'm reading Washington Black right now and loving it. It's very well done, but I don't want to read as much as I usually do. And, you know, there's lots of stuff going on in my personal life right now that's kind of occupying my mind and my time. And so that has been a struggle, knowing I have a booktube channel that I still want to upload to and I still want to read and all of these things, but I'm feeling the pressure of reading a ton. So there's that. Number 9, in what way, if any, do you feel the social element of the community has impacted your life, your reading life? Do you think about books differently since joining? I would say that I love books even more, and I did my undergrad in English Lit. I went on to do my master's in publishing. Like, a lot of my life has revolved around books. but there hasn't been that deep-seated just love for books for a long time. And doing Booktube and watching Booktube has really just reinvigorated that love, if that makes any sense. And I also just love this little community. It's so perfect for an introvert who doesn't want to talk about fluffy things. We get to big topics in reading. That's what I love about reading and talking about books with people, is you are not allowed to talk about fluffy things unless you're reading super fluffy books, and that's totally fine. I read fluffy books sometimes too. But it's just nice to have meaty things to talk about on this channel, in my real life, and yeah, that's definitely a bonus. And number 10, I think this is the last one. What influence do you hope your channel will have on the Booktube community and or aspiring booktubers? I really hope that people will read good books. I hope that people come to my channel and feel like they might get a good book recommendation out of it. You know, and I know that not everyone is the same, and all of the books that I love are definitely not going to be all of the books that you might love, but I do hope that people are coming to my channel and going, she gave me a really good recommendation for a horror book or a thriller or, you know, historical fiction, whatever it is. I hope that somebody has read a really good book because they came to my channel and found out about it. That's like the ultimate goal. I also hope that people will come to my channel and go, I could do that, and start a Booktube channel of their own. And also, I hope that those people don't get totally hung up on the numbers. A lot of people can start YouTube channels generally and then focus so much on the numbers and how many subscribers that they have that they kind of miss the joy. Like, the joy for me, I love my subscribers. I'm so grateful for how many subscribers I have. A normal YouTuber would be like, you don't have any subscribers, but in the Booktube community, I'm very happy. I'm very, very proud. But that's really not the reason to do Booktube. For me at least, it really is about creativity and coming up with different kinds of videos. I love being creative, and it just allows me to explore that side of myself. So I hope that someone else will also start Booktube and benefit from the creative aspect of it, because it's a lot of fun. Okay, those were all of the questions. I don't know who to tag for this tag because, well, nobody tagged me. I'm just here. Forcing my way in. But I would tag Katie from Life Between Words. I'm not sure if she's done that. Tag before Krista from Books and Jams. And Katie from Chapterstackks. Those are the people that I'm going to tag for this video. I hope that you're doing really well, and I will talk with you soon. Okay? Bye, guys.